All right, in this video, I'm going to cover the lecture note uh, 3 practice exercise number 3. Okay, and then I'm going to cover the next lecture note. So, we are learning the LaTeX. So in lecture the note 3, we learn the table and the list. Okay, right. So here we practiced uh, to reproduce this table, right? So you can see that we produced that. And then here's one more question. Here's a question. How can he change the thickness of the horizontal line? So, I'm gonna show how to adjust the thickness of the horizontal line, and then we move to the next lecture, next exercise. So, excuse me. All right. So so there are several ways to adjust thickness of the horizontal line, but let me use a package, uh, the book tabs. So now then, um, in then let me adjust thickness horizontal line between what the third and fourth row. Okay. So now then we change from here. We put this picture rule. Okay. 2.5 point and 1 point and 1 point. For example, so give me a second. So I just compiled the LaTeX file, and then I got this one. Oh, give me a second. So now, as you can see that uh, we got the little thicker difference line between the second and third row, but give me a second. So we want to get the we have to put this one in the between third and fourth row, right? So yeah, we got this, but you can see that there is a little space between the actually between the bottom line of third row and then the thicker thick line, right? So how can you get the just one thick line between third and fourth row? So actually, there is a three options in that command. So 2.5 is the thickness of the line, and then 1 point is the gap between the upper row and then the thick line, and then last one, 1 point, that's gonna be that is the gap between the thick line and then the first row. So we'll just plug in 0 point and 0 point. And by putting this, then we'll get the no gap between the thick and the row and then first row, right? Okay, so now from using this, you can now adjust the thickness of the, the horizontal line. Okay, you can see that. Okay, so uh, yeah, you can use the book tabs, but also we use a C tab, C table. Oh, mm, yeah, I think we can use C table, but command is a little bit different from this special this one. So yeah, just let me skip covering this one. So use the book tabs, and then use a spatial rule. Okay, keep in mind this. So now next, move to the next exercise. So give me a second. Okay, so as you can see that we want to reproduce this document. As you can see the long table right there, right? So now then, let's try to reproduce. So to draw that long table, we have to import special package. It's called the super tabular and then multi-row. Okay, especially super tabular. So let me start with document class. Okay, then article, okay. And the use package. The margin equals 1 inches. Then geometry, right? And then use a package. And then super tabular, the multi-row. All right, and then now begin document, and then the begin center. As you can see that on example of super tabular in action. So that was in look at the justification of this one is in center, right? So we use a center environment. So on the example, and then the font of super tabular is the style of the font is Italy, right? So in action, then and center. So now then to produce this long table, we use that environment table head. This command, sorry, table head. First one, let's see. In this long table, first page, the table has a first name, last name. And then next table, the last part of the table in the next page, table head is also first name, last name. So we can add the table head differently for each page. Okay, using that table head. But in this case, in this exercise, we put same table head on both tables. Okay, so both pages, I mean. So table head and the H line, then text BF, and then first name, because it's a bold letter, right? First name, last name, so we use a text BF. Next name and text BF, last name, and then move to next line with H line. So now we use this one, table, tail, okay, this be H line. So table head, a table tail, that determine the what? The table head and the end of the table for each pages. Okay, so on first page in this case, okay, H line. Now we begin with the super tabular environment. So super tabular, okay, the vertical line, and then L, vertical line L, vertical line and this. Okay, and then we type each row. Okay, but let me just copy it. So now, first row, I mean, after the table head, first row is George and Washington, right? And then those backslash, that means move to the next line, and then draw the horizontal line, okay? Right, and then we write the John Adams, okay? So then move to double backslash, mean then move to the next line, and then draw the horizontal line, the Thomas Jefferson, okay? Like this. So you see that? Oh, give me a second. Give me a second. Yeah, and then what next one? I mean now the once you what fill out the all rows, okay? The last row is John Taylor, and then you know enter the double backslash and then draw the draw the horizontal line and then end the super tabular and then end document. Okay, then you will get this. Okay. So that's the lecture 3, how to make a table and list. Now, next one is, give me a second. We move to the next lecture note. Okay. So, okay. So now, okay. So in this lecture note, we're gonna study how to type mathematical symbol, okay, with scientific notation, okay, or equations and mathematical expressions, okay. So the first one, there are two type of math or formula: inline, displayed. So inline means this: the formula is part of the current line or paragraph. So to do that, we use a dollar symbol, okay. So you see that here, 2 plus 2 equals 4. If you get the math expression for the 2 plus 2 equals 4, we enter this one within the dollar symbol, okay? And then now in the dollar symbol, the one backslash means the space, okay? And then quote is I think tab space, okay? And then the double dollar, that's the displayed. So that's the another type of math. So inline is a part of the formula is that the math expressions in using inline, that is definite, then the formula must be a part of the current line of paragraph. And then the other type of math is displayed. So on separate or line with spacing that sets in part. So that means to get the displayed, we use the double dollar string, okay, the double dollar symbol. Then you can see that 2 plus 2 equals 4 is in the display the next line as center, right? Okay, so I mean, instead of the double dollar symbol, we can use this backslash and then bracket. Okay, the 2 plus 2 equal, by the way, in a dollar symbol, I mean inline and both inline and displayed, the expressions within the dollar and double dollar symbol, the spacing doesn't mean the actual spacing, in the paper in the document. Okay, so if you want to put the one space, that you have to use the one backslash. Okay, so keep in mind this. So 2 plus 2 equals 4, and then backslash, and then close bracket. Okay, that will give you the so this other expression of, see that other expression, other syntax of the display. Okay, formula to get the displayed formula. Okay, so now see, let f. So sometimes the dollar symbol or double dollar symbol and the backslash and bracket. These are this is what called the send. I mean, typing dollar and then the typing dollar symbol that send the LaTeX into math mode. Okay, so and then in in math mode, or the expression within the letter within the dollar symbol is different. Say for example, 4, and then let's say this is equation. I mean, such that, let me put this one. What happened? Then we got the such that, you see, since I didn't use the backslash, even though I put the space right here, but look at this, we didn't get the space between such and that, right? So keep in mind this, in a math mode, I mean, within dollar symbol, the space doesn't mean actual the space. Okay, if you want to get, if you want to put the one single space, the space, you have to put the one excuse me, one backslash. Okay, and then you get this such that, right? Then let me put the one, I mean quad. Okay. And then also quad, also you can put the there is a QQAD, then this must be double tap. Okay, so anyway, so such that you see the style of font excuse me, such that, so it's different from the style is different, right? So keep in mind this. But what if you want to get the same font style as the what other paragraph outside of math mode? We use this text. In a text mode, spacing is recognized. You see that one spacing recognized extra space. Okay, and you see that now it's different, right? Okay, give me a second. I think it's really annoying. Okay, so see, compare that quad such that. Okay, oh, this one. Okay, all right. So to align three expression, we can use the indent. Okay, no indent. Anyway, so you keep in mind this. So inline mode and displayed mode. Okay, I mean inline formula, displayed formula. All right. So now next one. So let me type this. Let f be the function f of x equals x squared. So this means that f of 2 equals 4 and f of negative 3 equals 9. So how can you type this one using LaTeX? All right, so see that letter F? This is actually not letter F. Actually, that's the symbol of function, right? So to get the symbol of function, we use dollar, a symbol, or it is called the math mode. Okay, we type F in math mode. Okay, and then in math mode, we type f of x equals x squared. To get the square, we use the what? the upper hat, okay? So x in the upper hat and the 2. This means that, and then we type f of 2 equals 4 in math mode. And then you see that f of negative 3 equals 9. This is not on the paragraph, okay? In that sentence, right? And then this is f of 3 equals 9 is written in the next line in center. To get that, I mean, this is, then we can see that this is displayed formula, right? So we use double dollar symbol, okay? Excuse me. So now then, so next one, here's a second, here's one thing you should keep in mind, that the formulas are part of your writing. So punctuation rules need to be observed, okay? So keep in mind this. So next one, so now next one rule is this. The bracket, I mean backslash bracket is actually the short expression of the display math environment. What I mean is double dollar symbol and then bracket and the backslash bracket. This is the short expression of what display math environment. Okay. So for example, 2 plus 2 equals 4. So see, we're gonna get same the expressions as the other two things, right? All right, so now, all right, so now next one, the next one, the spacing after a comma is different in math and text. So unless the comma is part of the mathematical notation, you generally want it outside of math mode. What I mean is, so let's figure out. So right here, this one. For example, let me put the comma right there. Okay. Let me put comma outside the math mode. So let's figure out what's the difference. So So, oh, give me a second. Not this one. That's not the good example. So give me a second. So let's say x is equal to a, comma b, and then or c. Okay. Let's figure out the difference between two expressions. This one and a, then b, okay, or c. So now you see that, as you can see that, what? Since the in the math mode, what A, B, oh, let me put the space, but I, I, I told you in spacing in the math mode doesn't mean actual spacing, right? So as you can see that in math mode, the space between comma and B, space between comma and or is just a little bit narrower than, but actually definitely narrower than what the comma, I mean, putting comma outside the math mode and putting space. Right? So you see the difference, right? So um, unless the comma is part of the mathematical expression, so generally we put comma outside math mode. Keep in mind this. So now the next one, so some of what follows I mean, then now we're gonna what? Definitely we're gonna use, probably we may use a lot of math symbols. So since all math symbols, most of symbols are not in are in the package called the AMS math. Okay, so as you can see the AMS math right there, right? Okay, and then also we use the AMS symbols. Okay, and then yeah, sometimes we use AMS BSY and the CD and the font and the text degree. So let's see. Now let's get this. Okay, so first one. Okay. Um, Question. Let's the give me a second. Uh, let's write the what code ready formula. Okay. Then x is equal to something, but I mean negative b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. All right. So to write this one, the middle one, but actually look at this. The size of three expressions is different, right? Isn't it? So the middle one is we use a frac. This is a fraction, okay? Short, I mean that frac. This is a command for getting, I mean typing fraction. So frac, and then first Crowley bracket, we write the numerator. In the second Crowley bracket, we write denominator. Okay, and then C minus B numerator in the, look at the middle one. Okay, minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac. So we type minus b plus minus the, the syntax of the command syntax of plus minus is backslash pm. Okay, and then square root is sqrt. Okay, the open curly bracket and then b squared minus 4ac close bracket, and then close bracket for the numerator in frac syntax, and then denominator is 2a. But as you can see that that fraction is a little bit small, a little bit small, so it's hard to read it. So if you want to increase the size of the font, I mean the math expression, we use fraction, then we use a dfrac. That means display mode of the fraction. Okay, but if, sometimes you have you have a tight space in the document, so that you need to reduce the size of the math expression. So we use, then in that case we use this one, TFRAC. Okay, tiny fraction. Okay, so and then you could, if you just, you can type these three fractions code ready formulas in display mode by using double dollar symbol. Okay, okay. So now see, give me a second. All right, so and then let's make you can see me, so right there. So I'm looking for the lecture note 4. Okay, so please look at the page 11. So let's make a let's reproduce the table. Then use this one, begin. Okay, and then center, then begin. Okay, tabular, right? There are two row, right? See, then type. Mm, but type and display is a bold font. Style is a bold, so we use a text BF and then type, and then text BF display. we start from the H line, right? Yep. Or you can put H line in here. All right, now next one is this. A plus B. But it can, how can you write the math expression? How can you display math expressions as just the as non-math expression? I mean, for example, I wanna write this expressions dollar spring x equals a and dollar symbol and x equals a dollar symbol. But when you put the dollar symbol, then the LaTeX gonna recognize you're gonna start the writing in math mode, right? So to what to let LaTeX know that I'm writing not in math mode, then we use this one. Give me a second. Yeah, so to write, yeah, there is yeah, we'll see how to write the math symbols and expressions in paper, but the simplest way is to use a backslash and dollar. Okay, but backslash dollar, that's the dollar symbol is the belong to one of the math symbols, so we have to write the dollar, a backslash and dollar is in math mode. Okay, so that's why I put the I write the backslash dollar symbol within the dollar symbol. Okay, dollar symbol, the backslash dollar, dollar, and the a plus b, and the dollar, and then yeah, you see that here. Okay, so now then, and now next one is dollar, and then a minus b, dollar, and backslash dollar, and the end. Okay, a minus b. Okay, dollar, and then a, and then times. Oh, backslash dollar, a, the times. So I just yeah I just typed the old I just typed the old comment row in the table in the lecture note, page 11. So okay, so but here look at this v backslash vrb plus sign and backslash times plus. So actually the backslash times, that's the symbol of the multiplication. Okay, but look at the third row. Let me zoom in. Okay, so oh yeah, so it's here. So look at the third row. So the to type the backslash times as word, that we use a backslash brb and then write the backslash times within plus sign. Okay, then the later recognize the backslash times as not math symbol multiplication, just the just letters, characters and letters. Okay, so using the vrb plus sign, I type the backslash div is the division symbol. Okay, the c dot is the center dot symbol. Okay, so look at this. So I typed all the rows. So I got exactly the same table as in the table in lecture note page 11. Okay, so now next one. So please practice this one, okay? So and then please keep in mind this. Just these are basic the what syntax of math operations, plus minus multiplication division and then dot and then backslash, okay, I mean slash, sorry. So now give me a second. Mm, Next one, the let's practice the upper index, super index and sub index, okay. So I'm gonna reproduce table in page 13. Okay, so begin center and begin ruler. See, okay, and then text the BF and then type and then end text the BF play. So we do X, and then that symbol is it's called a correct. Okay, so it's called correct. That used for superscript. Okay, so X square, right? But you know we wanna just write x square x in the correct too as letters as the symbols and letters, characters and symbols, letter. So we put this one within the plus sign, then V or B, okay, verb. So and now x square, okay. So let me complete typing the LaTeX to reproduce the table, okay. So give me a second. Okay, I just complete writing the table. So as you can see that x correct to the correct use for superscript, and then the underscore. You see x underscore 7 in second row, x underscore 7. So underscore is used for subscript. So now you can see that, right? So now, so please practice this one too. Okay, and then so we're gonna study now. Next page, next slide, we'll study ellipses. Okay, so there are several types of ellipses that LaTeX provide in math mode. So the first one, so mm, L, for example, so we use the let me use this one instead of the reproduce table in a lecture note, page 14. Let me just give example for each um, the type, each command. Okay. So for example, so X and then L dots. That's a low L dots. Okay. So here, dot dots give us three dots, and the L means low. Okay, so that will give L dot the backslash L dot this give us the three low dots. Okay, then Y. Okay, give me a second. So now you see that X, and then you see the three low dots, and then guess what? Next one is example is X and the C dot. We C dot. If we just type just C dot, then we get that we're gonna get just one single center dot. But putting S, you'll get three center dots. Now you see difference, right? Okay. And then now next one, the V dots. So X and then V dots. That's a vertical dots. That will give us a 3 vertical dots. Then X and then D dots. That will give us 3 diagonal dots. Okay. Now right here. Okay. But we see, look at this V dot vertical dots. Normally we use this one in matrix. Okay. So mm, so later we'll give a example how example for the vertical dots in matrix. Okay. So but let me just cover that lecture note, and then when you do it when you work the exercise, I'll give you example for the matrix with involving the v dots. Okay. So next one, what about a square root? So okay. Oops. So all right. So you see that look at the example right there. Sine and then seventh root of x to the fourth power minus x of 1. So the seventh root, we can type this one by typing this sqrt backslash sqrt. That's the that is the command of square root, and then the bracket 7 that give us the what the that's what determine the power of the root. Okay, so this is this. But if you want just get the square root, then you don't have to uh, write bracket and 7. Okay, you can just delete this, then you will get simply just square root. You see. But if you want to express, if you need to express the nth root, then you have to put bracket and 7. Okay, and the x to the fourth one minus x of minus 1, that's gonna be algebra expression under the square root. Okay, so now now let's see example the example one practice example 1. Okay, exercise 1. So give me a second. Okay, so look at this. I post the we're gonna in this lecture we're gonna practice I think see 6 examples. Okay, so I already post them in the Blackboard, so you can download it. Now, so we wanna just first expression, mathematical expression example 1. So we're gonna learn how to write these mathematical expressions. See the sigma and then integral, and then the double the sigma. You see, okay, and then how to write equations or inequality aligned. Okay, so first one we use this. Give me a second. Give me a second. Yeah. Okay, we learned the first one. We're gonna use the begin equations. What's the difference between? I mean, the begin equation environment. Pretty much is similar. I mean, same as the double dollar symbol display mode. But the difference is if you use the equation environment, you will get the equation number. You see that right there. Okay. So, excuse me. Now, so let me use equation environment instead of the display math mode. Okay. Display mode. Okay. So the we yeah. So we already I believe that you already know how to write that equation. So let me skip it. Next one, sigma. How can you express this one in LaTeX? So we use a backslash sum, and then underscore, and then I equals 1, that's going to be subscript, and then caret, and the end, that's going to be superscript in a sigma. Okay. So next one. So f of xi, I mean sigma I comma j equals 1 through n, and f of xi dot. You see that dot? We gotta use a c dot, right? Backslash c dot right there. Okay. Okay. And then subscript I comma j equals 1. Yeah. So backslash is sum is underscore I comma j equals 1, and the curly bracket, and the caret n. Okay. So if superscript or under the subscript is just one single letter or a symbol, you don't have to use a curly bracket. Okay. But as you can see, the I comma j equals 1 or I equals 1 is not just a single letter, right? Then you have to write them within curly bracket. Okay. So next one, integer. The syntax of the integer is backslash int. Okay. So excuse me. So then underscore, and then underscore, and then something c here, c, that is lower limit, and the correct d, this is upper limit. Okay. And the e to the, see that psi, and then this is the zeta great letter. So psi, we use the sorry, ix, right? So ix, and then the backslash is zeta, that's the zeta. Okay, that will return the great letter zeta. Okay. All right, and then and then what, backslash, and then comma, and then dx. That will give a backslash and the comma. That will give the this little space between the integrand and the dx. Okay, but you don't. Sometimes you don't have to do this. Okay, then you don't get the space between integrand and dx. Okay, so but that's sometimes it's okay, but I suggest you use this one. Okay, backslash and comma, that will give a little space between integrand and dx. So because textbook, when you get the textbook in calculus or math textbook, you will see the space, a little space, I think a 0.5 space between integrand and dx. So all right, so now next one, let's see. Um, from here, let's see, three the math expressions uh, in display mode, right? Not inline mode, display mode, right? But there is no equation number. How can you do that? So we use a double dollar symbol or use display math environment. Okay. So I use the display math environment. So we got this. I typed it. Okay. Where you use a double dollar symbol. Okay. So give me a second. So this one, some, and then underscore I equals 1, the correct n, and the a sub I, that will return this one. Okay. Okay. And then the second. All right. Next one, expression. Okay. So second. Okay. So now we what use the same, yeah, so backslash sum and I comma j equals 1, correct capital N, and the fxi c dot g or y sub j, that will give you this expression. So in display math environment, see that here, it looks like we're gonna get two mathematical those two math expressions in different line, but actually we're gonna get those two expression in just one line. Okay. All right. So if you just put the backslash, then even see what happened if you just backslash. still we're gonna get the same expressions as the those two expressions in just same line. All right, so next one. Okay, so give me a second. So the when you use the inverse symbol or any math symbol in line mode, then you're gonna get tiny the the size of symbol will be squeezed, as you can see there, right? This is a display the massive expression in display mode. This is inline mode. Okay, so uh, now next one, and then also here's note. Use of left and right commands in the equation below. They make the following limiter. So in this case, parentheses grow to the appropriate side. So how can do that? We use this one. Command backslash left and then backslash right. Okay. Yeah, there are when you look at the slide, lecture note, a second. Yeah, you see all different type of the parentheses and broadcast. Okay, but we're gonna learn that. Okay, also we can change the size. Okay, so left to right, or yeah, you see page and then 24. You see the BIG backslash BIG, for example, BIG and then BIG. You can use that. Okay, but here's a uh, cons. So we use BIG that what command uh, doesn't adjust the size of parenthesis to fit that fraction, that symbol. Okay, so if you want to still you want to use that command, but a little bigger than that parenthesis, you may use capital B. Okay, or if you want to bigger than that, okay, then you just say big, lowercase bigg, lowercase bigg. A little bigger, right? And then you want to still, but it's not enough. You want to get bigger than that. You type capital letter BIGG, capital letter BIGG. Okay, let's see. All right, but I recommend you use just left and right, because left to right, that command I told you, they make a adjust the size of parenthesis to fit that fraction. Okay, and then the middle line of this EQN ARRAY equation array is purposely not numbered. So look at this. What if you see? What if you would want to write the multiple math expression aligned? Then instead of using equation, we use EQN. See the EQN array. You see, so right there. So EQN array using this, then to align the multiple equations by the symbol equal sign and inequality, we put enter the and symbol. Okay, so we enter the equal sign inequality within and symbol. Okay, all right, and then put the double backslash means move to the next line. Okay, so here's what is no number. Okay, if we just delete this one, what happened? Then we can see that we're gonna get equation number for each line. But sometimes we don't want to put equation number in the first or second or third, right? Then in this case we use a no number. Okay. But what if we wanna we don't want I don't want to put any, I don't want to put the equation number all line. Then you just say EQN array and then put the star. Then that will give you no number. Okay, keep in mind this. So, okay. So look at the last one. Look at this. This. I want to put a line e plus f plus g on the just right hand side. Okay. Then just put the double and symbol. Okay, even though there is no equation or equality, equal sign equality in the last line, then we have to put this double and symbol, okay, to get aligned. Okay, so keep in mind this. So now next one. Second. Okay, so now let's see next example. Okay, so here I'm not going to the explain all of it now. Okay, so I'll give a little I'm going to cover example two a little bit, and then the I'm going to continue to explain that example in next class. Okay, so here mm, we're going to study about the array. Okay, so see. So array environment. So first one, to use array environment, we have to import the AMS math package. Okay, so and then this one G and then PAGELA, that will give us the change the font style. Okay, so if you just delete this, not relate to the math symbol. Okay, do this, then you can get just the I think. Uh, you get the just regular font style, right? But yeah, to if you sometimes you want to get fancy or some kind of some fancy font style, then you may just search it and then call that package. Okay. So anyway, so first one, sometimes for the long comment, we can define uh, the new name for the long command. See that def and then backslash dst. So we define backslash dst as the alternative command of backslash display style. Okay, all right. And then page style empty. So that what? So we get the we don't get the what header and footer, right? So next one. So instead of the begin, I mean center environment, we can use a center line. Okay, so center line is this the same command as center environment. Okay, so now you see the backslash large. This is change, make the font to large, right? The we know vskip. Okay, so the verbatim, what is this? This is the verbatim is similar to the this. We saw the VRB and then plus and plus, right? Okay, so it's pretty much the same function as the verbatim plus plus. Okay, verb plus plus. So we gonna use this. So give me a second. Yeah, this is how to use the array syntax. Okay, so it's the optional argument. So the position can be used CTB. So what circumstances we use array, the environment, to write the matrix, or you see that piecewise functions or piecewise something. Okay, so you use this. Okay, so now then when we construct the matrix, then we can set the position of each numbers, right? Each entries. they can be set in here, position. C, T, B. C means center, T means top, B means bottom. But you never used, okay. So the premovable determine whether columns are centers, C left justified, and then right justified, okay. So give me a second. So now, okay, see example this one. So example of this right here. The first one, we just write this one in display mode. So we put the double dollar symbol. Okay. So A equals backslash left. I told you backslash left, and then in this case bracket. And then what? That backslash left and backslash right. Backslash right. That give you give what? That adjust the size of the parenthesis, but in this case bracket, right, to fit the matrix. The begin array, and then CCC. That means what? The each column. Here C is the justification of the each column. C is the center, so justification of first column must be center, second column is center, third column is the center. So, and then A sub 1 1 n, A sub 1 2 n, A sub 1 3. So here end will separate the what for the columns, okay? So columns, and then door backslash separate the rows, the matrix, right? So please, and then so I'll continue to look at this one next class, but please look at this one. There also please practice lecture note by yourself. Okay, so these exercise examples should be in the blackboard. Okay, so I'm going to continue this one next time.